Here are a few of my specific practical tips on how to testify most effectively about the most important and the most critical parts of your case. And this applies to pretty much any type of case. It could be your injury case, it could be your employment or wrongful termination case, and it could even be any type of investigatory or administrative hearing where you're testifying about certain specific facts. So let me just give you a few examples of which type of facts I'm referring to as critical. In a slip and fall injury case, this of course will be the moment when you slipped and fell, and how you fell, and which part of your body hit the ground first, and so forth. In a sexual harassment case, it would be the specific words or specific acts by the harasser toward you that led you to bringing your claim. In a retaliation case, it would be any type of instance where the employer expressed any type of retaliatory animus toward you by doing something or saying something to you. So here are my specific tips for testifying about these types of events so that you come across as most credible and most effective in your testimony. Go over these critical facts before your testimony. It doesn't mean that you have to rehearse every word and sound like a machine, but you should remember the basic circumstances of those events. Let me give you an example. When a person says that something horrible happened to them, let's say a horrible injury or a horrible harassment incident at work, but they don't remember what day of the week it was or even what date it was at all. They don't remember if it was in the morning or in the evening. They don't remember where exactly it took place and who saw what happened. It casts doubt on what they are saying. So before your testimony, refresh your memory of the surrounding circumstances of these critical events. If you had a slip and fall or any other type of injury, such as a car accident, look at the police report if you have one. Try to refresh your memory of what exactly happened. What lane were you driving in? Where were you headed? What kind of weather was there on that day? What day of the week it was? What time it was? Where were you going from, and where were you headed? And which route exactly did you take? If you have a slip and fall case, then try to remember what exactly you were wearing. What were you holding in your hands? How did you fall exactly? Did anybody see you? What was the weather like? Was there anything on the floor? Was the floor wet or dry? Did you notice anything that was on the floor? What did you do with your shoes immediately after? Did you hit the ground? How long did you stay at the ground? Did you lose consciousness? When did you get up? Did anybody help you get up? In a harassment or retaliation case, you should remember not only, or you should try your best to remember not only in general terms what your manager did or said, but what specifically did they say? What is your best quote of what they said? Where did they say it? When? Which specific room? Was it in person? Was it on the phone? Was it by email? Who else was there? How many times did they say that? So, if you do that, if you refresh your memory of the most important events in your case, it will really help you come across as more credible and more truthful during your actual testimony, and ideally you will be truthful and credible. The other thing you should remember is the one famous trick that the attorney who is going to be asking you questions, the adverse attorney, will try to use it against you. They might ask you the same question in different ways several times to get you to give a different answer. Now, when you're telling the truth, when you refresh your memory about the important events and statements to your case, then this shouldn't be a problem. You should be giving the same answer every time. But if you don't remember what happened, if you're struggling, and if you didn't do your homework, you didn't prepare, you didn't try to figure out and recall what happened exactly on the date of that specific incident, that might be a problem, because you're going to be saying, I think this happened and that happened. And then 10 minutes later, when you ask the same question in a different way, you're going to give a different answer. And then the lawyer on the other side is going to tell the judge or the jury or whoever else, look, this guy keeps changing his story. How could you believe him when he cannot keep his story straight? Now, If you really don't remember what happened, then you just gotta go with I don't remember or I'm not sure. But if you have vague recollection or some recollection of the most important events in your case, and there are documents that can help you refresh your recollection and bring you back to those moments when those important events to your case happen, do your homework, go over these events, go over the documents so that you do your best when you testify about the most critical events in your case. Thank you.